Good afternoon, everybody. For class 9, I am going to make one video for you all students. The name of the topic is congruent figures, and followed by this, we will discuss the related topic as per syllabus for you 9 class student, congruent triangles. So before going to discuss congruent triangles, we first should be very aware regarding congruent figures. So let us introduce what is congruent figures. So taking different examples from our surroundings, from our all around environment, we take some figures, pairs of figures, to make them congruent, that in which situation we will call them congruent. So let us take some figures. Say we take 2 pages of your notebook, in which you are writing this mathematics. So if we take the 2 blank pages of the same notebook of Mr. X student, quite natural if I ask that whether these 2 pages are equal in all respect. If you compare these 2 pages, so can you tell me whether these 2 pages are equal or not? So let us take what congruent figures we are discussing, taking 2 example from our environment, our all around day-to-day concern. So we are now discussing this congruent figures, that what are congruent figures, to whom we call congruent figures. So we take some examples. As I told you that we take first 2 pages of a notebook. So student, it is clear that if we compare these 2 pages, then one can easily say that both the pages are equal in all respect. Now the question is, in which respect? So mainly we will see here 2 things, that is their shapes, and another one is their sizes. So if both the pages are equal in shape, shape matlab design. Say the pages of notebook, you see at each corner there is having 90-degree angle with between 2 edges of the notebook at each corner. Yeah, so their shapes are equal. while size indicates that whether it is larger or smaller. So since both the pages are from the same notebook, so quite natural, both are equal in size. So it means if we compare its shapes and size, then we see that both the pages are equal in their shapes as well as in their sizes. So they are equal in such a way that if we pick one page up, both shapes and sizes are equal. Isn't it? Yeah. Then we say that they superimpose to each other. It means what? If we pick one page up and put on the other, then it looks like appear like there is one page. There is only one page. So this is called superimposing each other. Hence they are equal. Hence they are equal in all respect. Okay, so we say that these two figures are congruent to each other. So remember, student, when two objects or two figures, if on comparison you get that both are equal in all respects, especially in respect of their shapes and their sizes, then they will overlap each other, they will coincide each other, they will superimpose each other, since their shape and sizes both are equal. So we may say that both the figures or both the objects are congruent to each other. So we say that page 1 is now congruent to page 2. It means congruent word is having the meaning exactly equal. So remember it, when two objects or two figures are exactly equal, that is equal in all respect, that is equal in shape and sizes, that is equal in such a way that they coincide each other, that they superimpose each other, that is if we take one figure or one object and place it on over other, they will coincide in such a way, they will cover in such a way that it appears not like two figures, rather in place of two they appear like one. So in this situation we clearly say, one can easily say that both the figures or objects are equal. So we say that figure 1 is congruent to figure 2, and it has some symbol for congruence of two figures. So we write page 1 congruent to page 2. Similarly, we take other example of two other objects. Say we take two blades of same pack. So if we take two blades of same pack and we compare then we find what? Again everything we find the same as we have seen in case of two pages. So we compare, then we find that both blades are having same shape and same size. So they are equal in all respects, that is, they superimpose each other. So in this situation, therefore blade 1 is congruent to blade 2, or in symbol we write blade 1 congruent symbol, then blade 2. So this is similarly we may take other examples also from our surroundings. Now we come to fastly to our mathematical topic, where we have to discuss about congruent triangles. So gradually we should come up to our concerned topic. It may not be there that we are discussing so many things extra, and what is to be discussed, that is gone, and it is escaped. We are escaping from the topic. That is not good matter. So we will see gradually. Now let us take another example, which is mathematical. So some mathematical examples we take. Say we take two circles. You know, student, every circle are having same shape, goal, round. So circles are equal in shape, whether you have drawn a smaller circle or you have drawn a larger circle. So every circles are having equal shape. So automatically it both the circles having equal shapes automatically, because every circles are only one type of circles are there. So all circles are equal in shape. Now so for sizes, and you know size is related with only what? Radius. So if we take in both the cases, say radius equal to 3 centimeter, and for both circles if radius is 3, then its size will also be equal now, because each having radius 3 centimeter. So quite natural, now they have both shape and size equal. Both equal. So we may say that they are equal in all respect, that is equal in all respect, that is exactly equal. But student, one thing very important, never you say like exactly congruent. They are fully congruent. This is wrong sentence. because the congruent itself means exactly equal. So there is exactly equal meaning is hidden in it, this in this word congruent. So don't say, never say that exactly congruent or fully congruent or completely congruent. No, you can't use these words. You simply say that they are fully equal, they are exactly equal, they are completely equal, or they are congruent to each other. So therefore circle 1, we can write that it is congruent to circle 2. So these are the example of mathematics. So now come to more example. Say another example starting from line segments. Now we will not discuss its details, more details, because these things, these figures are quite natural since class 6 onward you are studying, making your study, and you are well aware of line segments, angle, triangles, circles, rectangles, squares, etc. So we take only one, we take one by one, and just we discuss only the inference, conclusion step, concluding step to make them congruent. So let us take two line segments. Say two line segments, each of having length 5 centimeter. Now you consider, if we compare these two line segments, since all the line segments are equal in shape, they are rod like, having very thin thickness, negligible thickness, negligible breadth, having only length. So suppose two line segments are there, each of 5 centimeter. So quite natural, both the line segments are equal in shape. And so for size is concerned, since their size is 5 centimeter each, so size is also equal. So we again find that shape and size both are equal, so they are congruent. So we say line segment 1 is congruent to line segment 2. Now if the question arises that when two line segments is said to be congruent, the answer comes if their sizes are equal, if the measurement of their lengths are equal. Similarly, come to angles. If we take two angles, then now the question is when two angles will be congruent. So since all angles are equal in shape, if their measurement are equal, suppose you have drawn two 60-degree angles on separate sheet, and if you compare these two angles, since their magnitude, since their angle measurements are equal, so they are having equal shapes as well as equal size. So again angles will be congruent if their measurements are equal. Next, if we take two squares, you know all squares are same in shape, equal in shape. At every corner there is 90 degree, whether you are drawing a small square or a bigger square, that doesn't matter, the shapes are always same. At each corner there is 90 degree angle and each edges are equal. Now also all squares are equal in shape automatically, since they are of only one type. Square is of having no different types. Now the question is size. Size depends on their length of one side. So if we make the size equal of both the squares, then shapes already equal, so they will be congruent. So on which factor their congruence depend on? In case of square, immediately you will answer very easily that, sir, shapes are already equal, being a square of single type, and size, since length of each side of both the square is 4 centimeter, as taken, we have taken 4 centimeter to square, we have made each of having sides 4 centimeter, so size are also equal. So again shape and size are equal, so both squares are congruent. So square to be congruent, the factor needed is length of each side of both squares should be equal. Now come to the two equilateral triangles. So when two equilateral triangles congruent, if length of each side for both the triangles are equal. Say you have drawn two equilateral triangles, each side measurement 5 centimeter. Then since equilateral triangle, all equilateral triangle of similar type in design, in shape, because at each vertex there is 60-degree angle. So whenever you draw two equilateral triangles, both the triangles will have 60-degree angle at each vertex or vertices. Now, so for size is to be equal, that depends upon the length of each side of both the triangles. So if we have both the triangles equal measurement of each side, then quite natural shapes are previously equal. So both the equilateral triangles will be called congruent triangles. So on which factor the congruence of two equilateral triangle depends? On the length of its one side each. Similarly, if we take two rectangles, all rectangles are of single type. All rectangles are equal in shape. They are having opposite sides equals, both pairs, length and breadth. At each vertices there is right angle shape. So whether it is smaller or larger, that doesn't matter, but the shape is always same for all rectangles. Now shapes are same, equal. Now to make the size equal, it is needed necessary steps that in both the cases rectangle must have equal length and equal breadth. They are also called adjacent sides of a rectangle, length and breadth. So the answer comes, two rectangles will be congruent if their length of two adjacent sides in each rectangles are equal. If so, then both rectangles are equal in all respect, in shapes and size. And we say that